How do I know if I'm in the right church? You can only do so by studying the first church, comparing our own activities and the activities of the first church. Every church has got a leader. Every congregation has got a leader. So let's start by taking a look at how the leadership was established in the book of Acts. You find that they chose a leader who was spirit-filled, someone who had walked with Jesus. Peter stood up and he decided to choose a leader that was going to replace Judas. They cast lots and they chose a leader. Let's understand this, that we do not build church outside of the foundation that Jesus laid. A true leader in a true church has to have first a revelation of who Christ is. That's point number one. Point number two, a leader has to be spirit-filled. John chapter 4 says out, God is spirit and he seeks they that worship him in spirit and in truth. So we can never have a leader of a church who is not in the spirit. And how do we know that this leader has got the Spirit of God in him? We check for the fruits of the Spirit. If we don't find the fruits of the Spirit, then we have to be in doubt. Point number three, you find that God ordained leaders, people that are chosen by God. How do we know that a person is chosen by God? We can only see by them having a godly character. If you go to the book of Matthew, you find that Jesus says to Peter, upon this rock, upon this revelation, this understanding of who Christ is, I will build my church. That means every sermon and every teaching in the church has to be a revelation of who Christ is. Point number three, a leader has to be God ordained. If we go to the book of 1 Samuel, you find that the Israelites chose a leader for themselves. There is a statement that God says to the prophet, as the prophet is going to choose a king from the house of Jesse. He looks at David's brother and he looks at the outward appearance. And Jesus says to the prophet, hey, hold on. I do not look at the outside as men looks. I look at the heart. So we have to have leaders that have got the same heart as the heart of God, the same mind as the mind of God. Those are the true leaders in the church today. So what have we learned? One, a leader has to be spirit-filled. Two, he has to have a revelation of who Christ is. Three, has to be God ordained. Those are the three principles of any visionary, any leader in any congregation that claims that it belongs to the body of Christ.